Hello, folks. Calvin Hendryx-Parker here with Gestalt IT, and today I am joined by Rajiv Thakkar from Portworx, and we're talking about their new big announcement. Rajiv, can you tell us a little bit about this exciting news?
Hey, Calvin, thanks for having me here. We were always, very close to, the Kubernetes community with Portworx, and, Amazon EKS customers are a big focus for us going forward. And that's what this partnership is all about. So we're obviously the entire Portworx portfolio works with Amazon EKS, and whether EKS customers are looking to put those apps in production or just simplify data protection with EKS, both of those things and outcomes can be achieved by using Portworx. But what we're really announcing with this partnership is our intent to take this partnership to the next level and offer backup as a service to Amazon EKS users. And that's what I'm happy to talk about with you today.
Right. So obviously AWS is a natural fit to launch backup as a service version of PX Backup. What makes this combo different than just using Kubernetes with another platform such as Azure or GCP?
So what I'd like to point out is that, the Portworx portfolio, while it works with, all Kubernetes services out there, whether your customers are deploying, Red Hat OpenShift or GCP or, Azure's AKS service, Portworx is, multi-cloud ready and also, meets customers where they are in their journey. So with this partnership, we're specifically focused on actually taking all of the EKS users and helping them put their apps into production quickly. And, Portworx always supported EKS, but with this partnership, we're actually launching this backup as a service offering and taking our data protection offering into SaaS and giving customers the ability to consume backup as a service on a scalable data protection control plane. And all EKS customers will be able to use this right away. But again, if customers want to move their Kubernetes clusters into Amazon, they'll also be able to take advantage of this. And of course, we'll down the road, we'll provide this service natively to other clouds as well.
And so what benefits can customers gain of using Portworx Backup as a service and PX Backup over just standard EBS snapshots of their volumes?
Yeah, so while the standard EBS snapshots work great from a convenience standpoint, we actually see the need to do specific things around doing Kubernetes-aware backups that Portworx Backup can deliver. And we believe in what we call providing container and app granularity to how data protection is done in the modern world. And we want to give that control directly to the DevOps teams and the application owners. And what this means, Calvin, is that a specific app owner can schedule backups, and they can do that not only at the Kubernetes cluster level, but they can do it at the namespace level or at the pod level. And you could see that an application can sometimes be made of multiple namespaces or pods. And those are the units of backup that we're using in our Kubernetes-aware backup philosophy that the product implements. And so, if you do standard data snapshots, of course, they'll be available. But then to do this Kubernetes app deployment at scale, you need the application awareness that Portworx Backup provides. And then we also help with a few other things like simplifying the pains around security and compliance. So, PX Backup supports the 3-to-1 rule for backup. So when customers need to do, one local snapshot and then multiple remote backups as part of a single backup schedule, we deliver that capability in the hands of the application owner with PX Backup. And again, this capability is available today for all Kubernetes services out there in the market, whether they're Amazon or not. But specifically, we also help customers improve their security and access. So we have role-based access for app owners and multiple folks in the organization that are doing data protection for Kubernetes. And then, of course, one thing that all of the Portworx customers really like and platform teams appreciate is our cross-region and cross-cloud portability, Calvin. So with that, what we mean is that, if you have all of your Kubernetes deployments, let's say on one cloud, in this case with Amazon, right? Even in Amazon, you would have residency rules, and your data needs to reside in multiple geographies, right? We enable making that happen with a few clicks with our backup service. And
That's
that's
awesome.
what we will unlock for EKS customers.
Right. Now, it seemed like a key feature of this is the fact you do have app-aware backup as a service on EKS now. I mean,
Yeah.
are there specific sets of apps and like how tightly integrated is this app awareness? I mean, can you dive a little deeper on that? It seems like that's important for folks who really want to roll this out like at scale.
Absolutely. And one thing I did not mention earlier is besides the cross-regional data availability and data protection capability, we also allow customers to bring other Kubernetes clusters from other clouds, whether it's on-prem or in like another public cloud, into Amazon's EKS. So that is also something that Portworx Backup can unlock. And you may ask, like, okay, are customers actually doing that? And the answer is yes, right? Whether they've acquired companies and they have multiple developer teams all working on different tools or clouds, this scenario is quite real. And that's where an easy button for doing Kubernetes backups comes into hand. I'll answer your question on like how can actually customers deploy this app-aware backup. If you'd like me to go into specifics, I'll say they can actually create labels. And those labels, let's say by the way, we don't differentiate between apps. As long as an app is containerized, you can deploy Portworx Backup for any application out there that EKS users are, putting into production. So
Right.
the labels that I was talking about, Calvin, can be either a pod, they can either be used to, or they could be used to, attach to a namespace or, PVCs, or even specific volumes that are tagged within an app with that name. So let's say you have a MySQL app, and let's just call it MySQL, right? That's the label that you can use to designate to different components that the pods would have or the namespaces would have that will all sort of bring together one application. And then once you have those tags implemented, performing data protection and backup and restores on any target endpoint becomes much easier. And when you try doing that with default, EBS volumes or other tools, you tend to just store the data and not this entire metadata that's associated with the app,
Right.
its configuration. And that's where we come in.
And also, it sounds like, I mean, I'm looking at your background and seeing the various apps that are even that are in there, like MySQL and Redis. You're aware of like being able to pause the database momentarily while snapshots are made, so you get consistent backups at the same time too.
Absolutely. And, we've demoed these environments live, and I encourage folks to actually look at our YouTube videos on PX Backup. Calvin, we're very happy to, share that it takes only a few minutes for us to back up the entire clusters.
Yeah.
Right. And we've even shown that with our migrate capability, we can migrate like GCP clusters to an EKS cluster, again, within a few minutes with the same architecture. And this is not even going into our disaster recovery capabilities, where we can actually make sure that there's near zero RPO and RTO times for these apps available. But that's something that is its own solution with Portworx.
Okay, so my understanding is this is all in early access currently. And if folks wanted to try it out or get their hands on and kick the tires, what's the best way for people to do that?
Yeah, we're constantly, taking our portfolio to an as a service model. And, while PX Backup and Portworx Enterprise and Portworx DR are available in the marketplace today in AWS, if folks want to put these apps into production to help their data protection, data management needs for Kubernetes, and specifically for Amazon EKS users today, they can get started there and find us into Amazon's marketplace. However, if they want to sign up for this SaaS offering, backup as a service, that we talked about today, then there's an early access program for which you can use the press release associated with this blog and enroll yourselves in it, and we'll give you access, and you can actually help us co-innovate and build this offering together.
Oh, that sounds great. I can't wait for people to go forth and make backing up these enterprise applications even easier.
Thank you so much, Calvin.
Yeah, thank you, Rajiv.